on a hill? Called the sun on a hill?
Sorry, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have been sowing the souls as you said, ma'am. A handful of the wise to a handful of the foolish in each community. And then suddenly there was this hill jutting up above all the others.
Are you implying that I did something wrong when I designed the hills in this area? You know how we value loyalty to the firm around here.
Yeah, Wings, loyalty above all else, right, boss? Right?
No, ma'am. I mean, yes, ma'am. That is, ma'am, the landscape around here is very, it's very landscape-ish. but I couldn't get out in time, ma'am. One of the sacks caught on in the hill and all of the foolish souls fell out.
You've been with me for a long time, haven't you, Wings?
3,535 years.
3,535 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you must know that we don't sell much stock by mistakes in this business. I'm a reasonable employer, Wings. I wouldn't expect more of you than of myself. I am infallible. Is it too much to expect the same infallibility of my employees?
No, ma'am.
And it's been a while since I've seen any degree of infallibility from certain staffers. Why don't you gather up those souls right away, before any harm is done? If you can't be infallible, the least you can do is rectify your mistakes quickly.
Haven't you made it a company policy, ma'am, that the souls are to be left where they fall?
Did I say that?
Yes, you did, ma'am.
So, these souls shall be allowed to stay in Chelm and will speak no further of your accident. However, Wings, I've never been one to tolerate a small cog which upsets a universal enterprise. I can't let Chelm get in the way of bigger and better things. How big is Chelm?
Oh, it's just a little town, ma'am. The sack was barely half full when I dropped it.
Still, I imagine there were a good many souls in it. Someone will have to keep an eye on them until we see if they can care for themselves. They'll need a guardian angel of sorts.
But
I'm making you personally responsible for this area, Wings. And for your sake, I sincerely hope that there are no further mistakes made with the people of town.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that is, no, ma'am. No mistakes, ma'am.
Very good, Wings. I would hate to lose such an experienced, well-trained angel over such an unfortunate little mistake.
Get up, dear. Really now, you must get up. It's most improper to lie around in the dust like that. What will the rabbi think if you come to temple covered in the filth of the streets? See, I am brushing myself clean. Now you must do the same.
What is the matter, wife?
It is my shadow. She refuses to listen to reason and get up. How am I to go to temple when I am burdened with such a filthy shadow?
Brush her off yourself, silly one.
Can't my shadow take care of herself?
Isn't she your shadow? That she is your responsibility. Now brush her off so you both may go to temple looking clean.
Husband, I don't wish to criticize, but couldn't your shadow use a good brushing too?
You lost something, Reb Reisman? No, Schlem. Just dusting my shadow. Make you neat and clean so you need to be ashamed when you go to temple.
Dusting your own shadow, Reb Reisman.
And why not?
Why? When I visited King Solomon many years ago, he told me that each one of his wives had 3 servants to brush their shadows off. But the king had it best of all. He had 5 different wives follow him around every day and keep his shadow clean.
Oh,
his shadow.
Oh, his shadow.
Well, let us be practical, Reb Nachman.
My Rebecca is very dear to me, and I do not think she would like if I brought home 4 more wives.
What is this?
Brushing off shadows, Rev Jacob.
Brushing off shadows.
How else are we supposed to appear neat and clean when we go to temple?
Oh, smart wife you have there, Reisman, a gem. Come, Judith, will you be the only one at Chelm with a dirty shadow?
But it is so degrading to bend down in the dust like that.
True. I was just telling Reb Reisman that King Solomon had 7 wives.
And all my brushing has done little good. My stubborn shadow persists in lying in the dust. She would not stay clean unless I were to throw her in the lake.
Couldn't we soak our shadows in the lake in order to clean them?
Wife, the lake is for washing clothes.
But it would be fun to wash in the lake, Papa. And I do so like the lake, Papa. It is so lovely.
But then it is not proper for young ladies to wash out in the open. It should be done in a house.
Wouldn't the floor of the house get awfully wet?
It might ruin your furniture, Judith.
Furniture in a bathhouse.
Ah,
Could we wash our shadows in a bathhouse? Then we must have one.
Where are we to get a bathhouse?
Oh, we just ask the rabbi. Of course, the rabbi will know.
Rabbi!
Rabbi!
Rabbi? Oh, Rabbi! We need a bathhouse! We need a bathhouse!
A bathhouse? And is this a reason for despair?
Yes!
Did our ancestors have bathhouses when they spent 40 years following Moses through the desert? Why then is it so imperative that we, the people of Chelm, have a bathhouse?
Well, you see, Rabbi, we are concerned primarily because of our shadows.
yes.
Our own persons we can brush off, and once we arrive in temple, the Lord will cleanse us and bless us, as is written. But nowhere is it written that the Lord will cleanse shadows. So therefore, we must lie in the dirt and suffer.
Nonsense, Rev Reisman. Why, if your shadows had a little more spirit, they could rise up, same as any man, dust themselves off, and go to temple. Surely this is not reason for a bathhouse.
Oh, God! No bathhouse! I can't wash my
The washing of the hands before the Seder on passage.
What, Rabbi?
Well, how can we wash our hands before the Seder on passage without a bathhouse? It is commanded that we do this. We will have to obtain a bathhouse for our hands.
But we don't make it big enough for the rest of ourselves as well.
Yes, we must have a side for both men and women.
Shouldn't there be a separate site for maidens as well?
If we make the bathhouse long enough, we can use it for ourselves as well as our shadows.
I've heard of a town where the bathhouse is decorated with statues. Water flows from their mouths and the ceiling is lit up by 100 lights. When I first saw this place, I thought what a pity it was that Chelm could not build a bathhouse as grand.
And why shouldn't Helm build a bathhouse just as grand?
I do not want to bathe in water that some statue has spit up. And what if the statue should contract some disease?
Oh, perhaps benches inside the bathhouse where one could rest.
Yes, we must hire the finest builders in the land to work on our glorious bathhouse.
Yes, of course. How are we to hire someone, Rev Jacob?
Well, with money, of course. All we must do is... We must raise money for our glorious bathhouse. So, Rabbi, I request that you call a council meeting for further deliberation of this problem.
So be it, my son.
Wake up, Schlam!
Hurry up. Ow, 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 ow.
We're gathered here to discuss the
Rev
building.
Nachman, I beg to interrupt you. How can we start a council meeting without a prayer for guidance?
Your pardon, Rabbi, but when I was
Lord! We pray to you, hoping you will send us the guidance, knowledge, and money required to obtain a bathhouse worthy of you, so that we can wash our hands in it before the Seder on passage. Amen.
Amen!
The simplest way to make money is to take it from someone who already has enough. Thus I propose we go to the rich man and ask him to give us the money.
But who is the rich man of the town?
Oh, well, I must admit that I don't know, but surely every town has a rich man. Oh, Rabbi, who donated the most money to the temple building fund last Rosh Hashanah?
That's a funny thing, my son. I have no clear recollection of the last Rosh Hashanah.
Why, certainly I am the rich man of this town, Rabbi. I have seen much rich materials and adornments on my wife and daughters, and I am dressed in the best garments out of anyone present. I do not remember the donation, but surely I am the rich man of this town.
Well then, Reb Jacob, will you donate the money?
Money? Did I say I had money? Why, I have 2 daughters who must be provided with dowries, and a wife who spends more than I earn on her own jewelry. Where did you get the idea that I had money?
I don't remember ever hearing of a town's richman with no money before.
If you want money, brethren, you must raise it. If we make a half-hearted effort, surely the Lord will provide us with the second half. Isn't it written that the Lord helps those who help themselves? And surely asking the Lord for the second half doesn't seem at all unreasonable.
Well, the easiest way to make money is to charge people to use something that we have and they don't.
What?
Well, the answer is obvious. Surely all the other towns have heard of the great Bathhouse of Chelm.
Oh.
We'll charge outsiders a reasonable admission to bathe among our spinning statues, plus an extra charge if their shadows want to bathe as well.
Let us adjourn this meeting at once to go look at our glorious new bathhouse.
But I must say the meeting is adjourned. The meeting is now adjourned.
Slip! Get up, Slip! The meeting is adjourned. Pretty much what's going to happen is we're going to get money for a glorious bathhouse. Shh.
Lead the way, Rabbi. We will follow you to our glorious bathhouse.
Oh! Oh!
Funny thing, my sons, but I cannot remember where exactly the bathhouse is.
Rabbi, it's right over. No, I'm pretty sure it's over.
Oh, God.
Oh, Rabbi, the bathhouse is gone!
How are we supposed to raise money for a bathhouse if we don't have a bathhouse?
Yes, this is exactly what happened in Sodom.
We must find something of universal importance that no one will be able to do without.
Really, my son?
Of course! We must capture the sun!
Well, really, Reb Jacob, I think it might be a bit presumptuous of the people of Chelm to think they can capture the Lord's greatest mystery, the sun. Going to give us his half of the money to do so.
Well, then the moon. Well, at night, one should sleep. Who will care if the moon is in the sky or not?
But we are required to say a benediction over the new moon each month. And if the moon were held captive here in Helm, rather than go against the law, all believers would be forced to travel here to bless the new moon.
And then let us do it. It'll be simple enough. All we must do is climb up to the moon, wrap a rope around it, and bring it down. Let us do it at once.
Well, I'm a very tall ladder, Reb Jacob. But I'm not at all sure that it'll reach all the way up to the moon. Though it reaches the top of my garden walkway easily.
Oh, yes.
If no one has a taller ladder, we'll have to move quickly and catch the moon as she descends.
Well, I for one would surely not move quickly enough.
Children, well, why not tie all of your ladders together?
Yes, and then the shameless shall climb up and capture the moon.
But hey,
Can we trust him?
Trust the temple, Seamus? Absurd. And besides, the rest of us do not have the experience of constant handling of holy objects. Excepting the rabbi, of course, and it would be beneath his dignity to climb up and capture the moon.
Rev Jacob has made a wise assessment of the situation. Let us all go back to our own homes and assemble the ladder!
Rebecca! Judith, get the ladder!
The moon is up! The moon is up!
Okay, now forwards! Stop! I think that'll do it.
Do you have the rope? Then up you go. You can do it, Seamus!
All right, Seamus, it should be simple enough. All you must do is climb up the ladder, get to the very top up here, and Knockman and I will lift the ladder so you can capture the moon. Yeah?
There we go.
Jacob is very strong.
Yes, I am. Very strong.
There we go. There's one.
You're going to need to climb. Right there.
I drew too close to the Lord who is my shepherd, and when I felt his breath on me making me babble, and as the Tower of Babel was turned to salt, I knew it would be my lot as well if I were to draw any higher to the moon. Shema Israel, Adonai Elohim. Forgive me, O Lord, for I had no idea what I was doing.
Are you ready to go back up? You must go back up. So we need the money to raise a bathhouse so we can wash our hands before the theater around it! Well, who will go in his place? Be a blessing, a mitzvah to do this job.
Well,
We could trap the moon in the lake.
What is this nonsense, daughter? Trap the moon in the lake?
Yes, the moon always goes there to bathe. I often see her while I am walking late at night with...
Yes, daughter? Taney, perhaps you can tell me with whom your sister goes walking late at night.
Yes, Mama.
Taney! No!
The lake may be too big. The moon can easily invade us there, but a barrel.
I don't remember ever hearing of the moon climbing into the barrel, Rev Jacob. Why, that idea is nearly as crazy.
No, a very large barrel. Yes, it should be simple enough. All we must do is put the moon inside the barrel, clamp on the lid very tight, hold it tight, and put it inside the sanctuary. Then the money for the bathhouse is as good as ours.
I think tomorrow night we better be prepared to catch the moon in a barrel! Yes!
In the barrel! Yes, right. Oh, you were magnificent, Reisman. The moon never stood a chance. When you clapped that lid on and held it so tight, no amount of struggling could have set her loose.
Thank you, Rev Jacob, but really it was nothing. The credit really goes to your Taney. She lured the moon of her calling.
Silly,
Why not tomorrow night?
There's no moon, Shixie. And besides, I would rather just be so.
The moon in the humble sanctuary of our temple! The moon is now the proposition of the people of hell!
Yes!
How many times have I told you to stay away from Chelm? Chelm is a sweet boy, it is true, but what do we know of him? He does no work and has no visible means of support.
I hereby appoint myself guard outside the temple.
Oh, yeah? Why you?
Why not me?
Well, I am the town's rich man. I have had much more experience guarding treasure. I demand the right to guard the moon.
And what about his family? He simply showed up in Chelm, but your family has been here since Chelm was founded.
Gabriel draw lots to decide who guards the moon!
Oh, no! We are forbidden to draw lots. In the book of Esther, we are told how Haman drew lots and was he not hung?
I will guard the moon.
No, I will guard the moon.
You are too old. Let Schlen guard the moon.
Listen to me, Trixie. I want my little girl to be happy. I won't have some ne'er-do-well ruining your future and stealing you away from me.
Stealing? Did I hear mention of stealing?
Oh, Russ Reisman, I imagine many people would like to steal the moon from us. Should a thief come, the people of Chelm will be depending upon you and the other guards.
A thief? What are we to do when the thief comes?
5 guards can easily overpower 1 thief. Yes.
Well, what if there are more than one thief?
What?
What if there are more thieves than guards?
In my youth, I was quite a hand with the rapier. Why, I could easily fell 3 men in 1 stroke.
But there are no rapiers in Chelm.
And I'm no longer young.
Husband, there are enough guards for the temple. Come home with me. You are tired, and I made chicken boiling over the fireplace.
My wife reminds me we used to have a rapier at home. If you will excuse me, I think I will go and look for it.
Oh, yes, well, I have some business in the next town, yes. There are enough guards to keep the moon away from thieves, yes. It'd be great, it'd be a great time for a journey, yes. Daughters, wife, Guardians made me hungry, come fix my dinner.
I'm really too old for such guard duty.
Well, come then, Rev Nachman. Let us leave this job to these youngsters.
It is dark tonight. Schlen? Schlen? I'm going to get a candle, Schlen. Guard the temple until I return.
It was a lovely new moon benediction, Rabbi. The best I've ever heard. Well, thank you, my daughter, but why was it that none of the neighboring towns came to borrow our moon?
But they will, Rabbi. Surely men all over the world must have watched the sky, waiting for the moon to rise, and did it. Of course not.
Nope.
Next month they'll know better. They'll all come to hell.
I saw the moon!
What about moon?
I saw the moon! Oh, move! I saw the moon in Mishka. I saw their rabbi reciting the new moon benediction in Mishka.
This is quite impossible.
We've captured the moon, Reb Jacob. I remember exactly how we trapped her in the barrel and how I held tight to the lid so she could not free herself.
And Schlen has been guarding the temple ever since the moon was brought in.
I saw the moon in Mishka, old man.
We had best check on the moon at once. Right in our midst, the thief!
Breaking into the sanctuary!
What is the world coming to that such a thing happens?
Rabbi! I request that you call a council meeting for the purpose of raising money for our glorious bathhouse.
I call a meeting!
Rebecca!
It should be simple enough to recapture.
Silence! I haven't called the meeting to order yet. Meeting is now called to order. Rabbi, Prepare before we begin.
Well, Reb Nachman, it's not necessary. Let us hurry on to business.
Not necessary. I've never heard of such a thing. Starting a council meeting without a prayer. We will proceed.
As I was saying, it should be simple enough to recapture the moon. All we must do is find a foolproof place to keep it. Well, that might work, yes.
Well, surely one of the Lord's noblest creations is not stupid enough to be caught twice in the same trap. We will have to find another way to raise the money for our bathhouse. We must beg.
What?
Beg.
Yes, of course. Well, have you ever known a Jew to turn away from a countryman in need?
No! But how degrading!
Well, we could issue invitations to our bathhouse in return.
That's right. I like that better than saying, meeting adjourned.
Money for the Bathhouse of Chelm. Please, donations. Right in my pocket.
Oh, Jacob, you are a kind man.
Yes.
Will you donate money for our bathhouse?
Why, certainly, my good man. Yes. Well, I have two gold coins on me at the moment. Will that help?
Thank you. You will always be welcome in the Bathhouse of Chelm.
Yes. Thank you.
I beg of you, Reb Ryson, give me money for a worthy cause. The Bathhouse of Chelm. It's a building such as I remember as a boy. The lights are decorated with lights from which water flows. And, the ceiling is held up by 100 statues who spit at passersby.
Here, 2 gold coins. I only wish I had more.
Oh, Rebecca, let's listen right to our bathhouse. Already I've raised 2 gold coins.
Oh, how marvelous! Would it be improper if I were to help raise money too?
For such a worthy cause, it'd be quite proper.
Reb Nachman, we are raising money for the glorious Bathhouse of Chelm. Please say you will contribute.
Have I ever said no to a pretty lady? Here, Rebecca, 2 gold coins.
Dear lady, money for the Bathhouse of Chelm.
Certainly. Here.
So poor man will have a place to rest his weary head. Money for benches in the Bathhouse of Chelm.
Oh, here, Slim. I will contribute.
He is a really nice boy, that Schlem. He gave me 2 gold pieces for our bathhouse.
Mama, when I am older, could Schlem and I...
What?
Mama, could Shixie and I buy some new ribbon for our Sabbath hats?
You ribbon already? Very well. Here's a gold coin for each of you.
Rabbi, raise 2 gold coins.
Rabbi, yes, I have 2.
But I did have them, Rabbi.
Only a moment to go, Rabbi.
I can't understand this, Rabbi.
What is there to understand? There must be a thief loose in this town. We will have to go to another one in order to raise money for a Bathhouse of Chelm. Schlam? Schlam? This is no time for daydreaming. This is a problem. We've gathered 100 kopecks for the building of the bathhouse in Chelm, but with all these robbers on the loose, we cannot just walk back to Chelm with the money.
How are we to get to Chelm then? Fly?
No, we will walk back to Chelm. It's the money I'm worried about.
Spend it.
Oh, yes, of course. We cannot be robbed of our money if we have no money. We'll be quite safe.
Money will be quite safe too. We've already spent it. It'll be too late for the money to be stolen.
They'll be very proud of us for having raised 100 kopecks and then prevented from getting stolen.
How big a bathhouse can be built with 100 kopecks?
Very big one, I'm sure. Can you see the proud faces of the townspeople when we get there and hand over the money?
How will we hand them the money?
With our hands, of course.
We have the money in our hands?
Yes, how else would we be able to give people of Chelm the money?
I thought we'd spent the money.
Yes, we spent the money to prevent it from being stolen. Then when we get to Chelm, we'll be able to hand over the unstolen money we have raised.
If we've already spent the money, there will be no money left to turn over when we reach Chelm.
We could spend the money on something people want to buy. Then we get to Chelm, we can sell the merchandise and have 100 kopecks again.
We will be robbed of our wares.
Well, surely there are unrobbable wares. We'll buy something that no one could possibly want. Then when we get to Chelm, we'll arrive with an armful of merchandise that no one wants.
But what good is merchandise that no one wants?
Perhaps something too heavy for the robbers to take from us.
Excuse me, but I understand you gentlemen are looking for a good piece of merchandise in which to invest your money.
Yes, we have 100 kopecks to invest.
That's a good piece of money. Aren't you worried about robbers?
Yes, that's why we intend to invest it. We intend to spend it so it cannot fall into dishonest hands.
A judicious sentiment, sir. Have you decided what it is you wish to invest in? I am an important man in this town and would be happy to help you get the most of your money.
Very kind of you, Reb.
Brickman.
Oh, very kind of you, Reb Brickman. Forgive me for not introducing myself at once, but I am a stranger in this town and one must always be careful of being taken advantage of when one is on familiar ground. Anyways, my name is Reb Reisman, and this is my young friend Chelm. Say hello, Chelm.
Oh, hello.
Anyways, although we've not yet decided on the nature of our investment, I thought it might be quite wise to purchase something heavy.
Heavy? Well, have you considered investing in bricks? Bricks are certainly heavy, and there's always a market for them.
Bricks? Bricks?
Yes, bricks.
Oh, bricks do seem a wise choice.
What a fortunate coincidence! It just so happens I am the owner of the largest brick firm in this town. Let me show you my line of bricks, and perhaps we can work something out. Why don't you browse through my bricks, sirs? We're having a sale on red ones this week, only 5 cents over the old price. Furthermore, because you are special friends of mine and strangers in this town, I will give you a special discount of 2% off the new raised prices.
Thank you, Reb Brickman. Might we just have a look?
These bricks have holes
Forgive for saying so, Reb Brickman, but my colleague has pointed out to me the fact that these bricks have holes in them.
Holes. Why, Reb Reisman, these are my specialty. Ventilated bricks to keep one's house cool in the summer. They're also very economical to build with, for one saves on paint, due to not having to paint over the holes.
Oh, very economical indeed.
Would you be interested in purchasing some of my ventilated bricks?
Oh, I think we would. How much will 100 kopecks get us?
Let me see. 100 kopecks at 1 kopeck per brick, minus the 2% discount, comes to exactly 89.5 bricks.
Oh, half a brick?
Well, because I like you, I will knock off the half and make it an even 89. Would you like me to wrap them for you, or will you take them as they are?
I think we'll just take them. Thank you, Reb Brickman. 1, 2, 3.
Put your back into it now! How much do these bricks weigh? I'm afraid we cannot possibly carry so many to Chelm.
I'm afraid you're right, Chelm. I think Reb Brickman will have to ask back for our money. It would be quite impossible for us to take such heavy bricks back to town.
If I might recommend something, sirs, if something lighter is needed, have you considered investing in feathers? Certainly feathers are light enough to carry you back to Helm.
Perhaps you could be so good as to recommend.
I know just the place. It just so happens my cousin Bergman owns a feather store across town. Let me take you there immediately.
Greeting, Cousin Bergman. And how may I help you, fine gentlemen?
We were thinking of purchasing some feathers. Could you tell us, please, which feathers are best for investments?
Investments? Well, if it's investments you're after, you really can't do much better than feathers. Feathers are going sky high this year. Just sailing right up there. Now, we offer a variety of bricks here, such as feathers, such as goose, duck, chicken, pigeon, all of the common ones, all of them very useful, especially partial to duck feathers myself. They're so very soft and feathery.
Well, which would you recommend?
I should mention we have a number more exotic feathers. Yes. Here we have the small, dainty quail feather. These variety colored feathers are from ferrets and African cockatoos. Then, the specialty of the house, peacock feathers.
Oh, wow, these are beautiful. Wow. How much are the peacock feathers?
I'm asking only a kopeck a piece for them. 12 kopecks for 10.
Well, perhaps we could split our investment, half of these lovely feathers and half of the more practical duck feathers.
A wise man. I knew at once you perceived the quality of my feathers and became wise decision concerning them. How much money do you have spent?
100 kopecks, therefore, let us have 50 kopecks of each.
Will that many feathers be very heavy?
Heavy.
Yes, we have to carry them from here to Chelm.
In all truth, a pound of feathers is every bit as heavy as a pound of bricks. But, if I may offer a bit of advice, there's an easier way to get your feathers home. At 1:19 every afternoon, a strong northeasterly wind runs through the southern corner of town square, and it blows straight towards Helm. If you were to, say, launch your feathers into the wind, they should blow home as quickly as you can walk there.
Wow, you're very lucky today, Shlem. How convenient.
As it is a little after 1 already, I suggest you hurry if you intend to get your feathers home. Be sure to spread the peacock feathers out in a fan, or they will not float very far.
Thank you.
Come, Cousin Bergman. We'll divide the money as soon as we recapture my feathers. They're coming! Oh, they're coming! Do you have the money? Can you see if they're carrying any money?
Rabbi, would my husband be coming back if he hadn't raised the money?
Would my Chelm?
What? Where is the money? And their pockets are not bulging in the slightest. I will not be satisfied until I see money.
Nor will I, husband. Judith, in all the time that you've known us, has my husband ever failed at a task he has set out for himself?
I don't want to be picky, Rebecca, but certainly there was the guarding of the temple. Your Riseman disappeared very early that evening.
And your husband left town!
I fear that the satyr will arrive and we will not yet have a bathhouse in which to wash our hands!
No fear, Rabbi. Shlem and I have raised a great deal of money.
and let us see it.
Well, it's not here.
Not here!
We feared meeting robbers on the way, so we invested the money.
Invest?
As a boy, I once saw a man in a vest. In a strange garment he wore under his jacket and prayer shawl, but I never saw the purpose of it, except for an extra source of pocket.
Ah, yes.
No, Reb Nachman. We invest the money in wares. Feathers, to be exact.
Then where are the feathers, husband?
There was a chance that the feathers too would be stolen.
It was very wise of you to fear robbers, and feathers are indeed a good investment this time of year, but I must ask, how did you avoid danger on your way back to Chelm?
We see the feathers are ahead of us, on a northeasterly wind blowing back to Chelm. Have none of the feathers arrived?
There have been no feathers, my son.
How would we have walked here faster than the feathers were flying?
Feathers be lost?
Lost? Oh, Rabbi, we have lost the feathers. How can we be forgiven?
No, husband. It was a very wise plan to send the feathers on the wind. You have not lost them. It is the feathers who have lost their way. They've never been to Chelm before.
I've known many men who've gotten lost in strange towns for the first time before. And surely feathers are not as smart as men.
Perhaps search parties for the feathers?
Yes, search parties. Chelm and I will head out towards the lake.
A man will not know where to search for a feather. But search parties on the feathers, yes?
Certainly the feathers are near Chelm by now, Reb Jacob. We must send up a welcoming committee. The feathers from my own pillow will be glad to volunteer. Come, let's send our feathers up on the breeze.
Oh, a splendid idea. My feathers will do the same. Daughters, come.
Tonight, by the lake. The moon is out again, you know.
I told you to let us all send up our feathers as a welcoming committee.
You need 15 vacuum cleaners to pick up feathers.
Yes, ma'am. The feathers are completely covering the northern section.
What is this? The molting season for angels?
The feathers are from the people of Chelm, ma'am.
I've had some odd things sacrificed to me in my time, but never feathers.
Well, I don't think they were meant as a sacrifice, ma'am.
Oh?
They invested in feathers in order to raise money for a bathhouse.
Well, then what are the feathers doing here for my sake?
I believe they sent the feathers back to Chelm on a northern wind.
They sent the feathers back on a northern wind?
Yes, ma'am. They were afraid of robbers, ma'am. And then they sent up more feathers as a welcoming committee.
What PR? What incredibly bad PR. Wings, you realize that I am supposed to have made men in my own image. Who's going to believe my infallibility after hearing of Chelm?
Everyone makes mistakes, ma'am.
I do not make mistakes! In fact, I seem to recall exactly whose mistake Chelm was. So, Wings, suppose you tell me what you intend to do by the people of Hell?
I don't know, ma'am. Perhaps you could recommend?
That's right. I'll tell you what to do by the people of Hell. And see if you can do it right this time. I want them packed away. Carefully. The world needs a few foolish souls from time to time, so I don't want any harm coming from tribes idiots. You best hold up the village here. Now snap to it!
Right away, Big G.
Yeah, snap to it.
To help! Be discreet about it.
Yes, ma'am, Big G.
And see if you can get rid of those feathers while you're at it.
Yes, ma'am.
You've got to cover for me, Taney. I told Chlem I would be down by the lake right after dinner, and I'm late already. That's your job to make sure she doesn't find out. What is his mother supposed to find out?
Shixie's meeting Shlem by the lake.
So, Shixie, you're going to meet Shlem down by the lake.
How did you know?
Go home. I want to talk to your sister alone. Shixie, how many times have I told you to stay away from Shlem? Shlem is a sweet boy, it is true, but what do we know of him? He does no work and has no visible means of support. And what about his family? He simply showed up in a Chelm, but your family has been gathered around and founded. I want the world to be happy. I don't have to hear you about spoiling your future and stealing you away from me.
Yes, Mama. Mama? 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 Mama is gone! She was talking to me and then she disappeared. Oh, you poor dear.
It is not like Judith to disappear. Are you quite sure, Shixie? How inconsiderate of Judith. I suppose I'll have to go looking for her.
I'll help you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Since you are searching, would you also keep an eye out for the Seamus? Well, I haven't seen him at all in these last few hours.
Yes,
Rabbi?
Judith! Judith! Judith!
I don't remember ever hearing of disappearing people before. Of course, when Lot and I visited Sodom, his wife turned into a pillar of salt. Yeah, but that's not the same sort of thing at all. I remember he wanted to turn back and take some of her with us, but I advised against it. The salt would surely have sand mixed into it, and we had much too many things to carry anyways. But disappearing, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who disappeared before. Wow!
Oh, Judith, there you are. We've all been so worried about you. We just...
Judith, no, my name's Naomi. I'm just passing through your town.
How odd. Rabbi, will you please say a prayer for Judith? I'm sure her little one would appreciate it.
Oh, of course, my daughter.
Lord, we are praying to you in this time of need, hoping you will send us the guidance to help find our lost loved ones, and hoping you will provide them the...
Amen!
Rabbi? Rabbi? Stay here a moment, dear. I'm going to go tell my husband that the rabbi's also missing. Don't move. I'll be right back.
Judith! 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 Oh, hello. Oh, well, what is this? Fine material. You know, I am the rich man.
Seamus? Seamus? Huh. Excuse me? Might I be of some assistance?
Handed that down. Certainly wonderful. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Seamus? Seamus? Seamus?
Shixie? Thought I heard her. Must have been dreaming. Oh my God! Have I slept through the end of the world? Where is Chelm?
Everything is under control, ma'am. Helm is safely packed away.
Completely?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, what a fool I was! I should have kept a better eye on the world. I mean, how could I have let the earth slip away when she was still so very young?
Perhaps I may have. It is possible that I overlooked one soul.
You overlooked one soul. And what is that lost soul doing, may I ask?
Well, he seems to be hitting his head against the void, ma'am.